Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ. 9:13. Welcome back to our daily show on this Monday morning. A little bit of Jimmy Buffett and Jackie Duty. How are we doing?
Wonderful.
Mil, this is really cool. We've been talking on the phone about the Grafton Art Gallery for quite some time, and we got a lot of goodies on this table today.
Yes. Yes. I had to bring a few presents with me today.
I love it. How are we feeling this morning?
Wonderful.
It's going to be hot
Yes,
today.
It is. You know, I'm enjoying being inside with you in the air conditioning.
Well, you know, you're in Grafton. You got the river right there, too, so you always got a nice breeze hitting you, I'm guessing.
A breeze and beautiful views.
There you go. How long have you been with the art gallery? Since its inception?
Actually, it was interesting how it happened. I am a want-to-be artist. Like, I never had the courage to say I was. And just, you know, through some different friends in, like, the Latinx Art Club, and I had some opportunities open to show at a gallery in Kansas City, and that kind of gave me the courage to say, you know, maybe I am an artist. Mm-hmm. And so I moved to Grafton unexpectedly, and I heard that there was a gallery coming, and I was trying to work up the courage to go have a conversation, but not really.
I get you. I get you.
And so then I actually saw an article that they were going to close indefinitely, and I thought, that's tragic.
Yeah.
Like, we need this. Like, the community needs art. Grafton needs the art gallery. So it was just, I just feel like it was like God opened doors. And I had this incredible conversation with the owners, Gene and Donna Smith. And when I met them, I can't even tell you, it was just amazing to hear their heart and their vision for Grafton and for helping, you know, veterans and artists just across the region. It was incredible. So basically what I did was I went in there, had a great conversation, and said, let me just help you kick this thing off. And, you know, it's just crazy how things can happen and develop. So we ended up opening on Memorial Day, and as with the honor exhibit, and it was designed to just honor our veterans and to create a space for veteran artists and local artists to tell their story.
Well, that's really cool. I still, you know, learning from Mayor Morrill that Grafton has the highest veteran density per capita in the state of Illinois. It's great that you started off that way. But, you know, I wanted to ask you that, too, because the Grafton Art Gallery had all this hype. I mean, it was really exciting. Everyone was talking about it. But then that train kind of stopped for a little bit. And how important is it now, looking back, you know, having that conversation and realizing we're glad we pushed hard and got that train rolling again, because it's hard once it stops to pick it back up.
I'll tell you what, it was so amazing. And just I can't say thank you enough to the community for their support. Yeah. I mean, they rallied, and everyone just stepped up, participated. I think we had 3 different mayors and over 150 people at our ribbon cutting. And then over the course of the next day, we had 1,500 people walk into the gallery. And
oh, wow.
It was just incredible to see. And people from across the region on both sides of the river were coming to see it and experience it. So I can't say thank you enough to everyone for being a part of it.
Well, and now once the art gallery opened Memorial Day, what was it like the weeks that followed it, too? Because it seems like the momentum never really left you guys once you opened up.
It hasn't. You know, it's been so incredible. I love, the thing about Grafton is we have so many tourists that come from so far away. And we've had so many people walking in. And I would say probably 50% of the customers that have come in, as I start asking them questions, I'm finding out about half of them are artists.
Yeah. Well, that's really cool.
Yeah, you know, and that's what Gene's heart was, to really create a space for local artists to have a platform. Because, and like with me, I was so scared to step up and say, no, I am an artist.
That's surprising to me, though. And not to cut you off, because you're always out there doing something. Not an insult, you know, because I'm the same way. You always try to do, you know, you put your effort out there, and you're always one to take that chance. So to hear that there was a little bit of some hesitation, but there's, honestly,
I was terrified.
There's nothing worse, though, than putting yourself out there the first time in that way. Because it's, as people, we get kind of, you know, microscope for our day-to-day, but not our passions a lot, you know?
Yes. Well, and there's so many artists that have so much talent, and to see them come in and explore different mediums. Like, maybe they've come in and they spent years focused on watercolors, and now they're going to try acrylics, or now they're going to try sculptures. And to give them a space to say, you know what, yeah, we want to help you, and let's spread the word. Let's showcase the artists. Let's talk about what they're doing and help them, because an artist just getting started, trying to make money, it can be tough.
Yeah. Well, and what I think's really cool about where you guys are, and this is just learning the last couple of months with the marina, is that great American, or that, you know, North American loop, and all these international travelers that come in, and they do make their way up to Grafton. It's amazing.
It is. And to that, we have artists from all over the world.
Yeah.
They're all local now, but they've come from Belize, Peru, Chile, Philippines, Holland, Thailand, Zimbabwe, Mexico, Brazil. I know there's more, but I always, forget a few.
I'm glad that you bring that up, though, because for 2 years now, I've said, especially that started 2 years ago when I did the show and all of that, we were talking, there was a mini renaissance that was kind of happening in Alton, but now this last 2 years, it's expanded to now we're in a couple of townships in this Riverbend region, we do have a legitimate renaissance of this amazing art, whether it's in music, crafting, or any forum, we have it.
And that's what I love is that art can be seen in so many different mediums. I know so many people that are bakers, that are artists.
100%.
And if you can just awaken that creativity in whatever medium you're passionate about, in media, in journalism, in writing, in music. We have one artist that he is in the production department at UMSL. And he was an engineer before he decided to get into, the arts. And he built this beautiful art piece that is 3D printed LED lighting. And the lights play to music that he composed himself. And there's 17 different sequences.
That's so cool.
And people drive by, they tell me, I've actually had people setting up chairs outside of the gallery at night to watch the lights play in our gallery. And it's incredible. I mean, the stories that are coming out, it's amazing.
Well, and that's what I think so cool about this, because the Riverbend region's a melting pot. It always has been for the hundreds of years that we've been around here, with immigrants coming in from different walks of life, different countries. And it's really bizarre because, when my family came in from Italy, one went up to Michigan, one came down to the St. Louis area. And it kind of shows cases in art, too, whether or not it's here or in Grafton. And that's why I think it's so fun to be a part of this renaissance, really.
I agree. I mean, and just to see some of the things that are coming. Like, I brought a whole bunch of things. I'd love to just show you. I mean, we have, Jody Jedlicka, and to hear her talk about this piece is amazing. I'm not going to pretend.
Did she make that?
She made this. It's a handmade piece of pottery that is so beautiful. She has a couple more for sale.
I don't want to touch it.
I don't want to go. It's very heavy, but the quality and the craftsmanship is so unique. And I don't want to pretend I understand exactly how she fired or or the whole process that goes into it, but to hear her talk about it, it just makes the piece come alive to you, and I get so excited.
Well, and see, the thing is, like with pieces like that, and I'm staring right at it, I've been able to say I've been to like the Vatican and been to really wonderful museums. And just the finish on it. I mean, that's something you would see at a museum. It's phenomenal.
And that's what the work we've got. I actually have a gentleman. He owns a business in Edwardsville, but originally from Zimbabwe.
Oh, wow.
And so he brought this in. It's a Shana sculpture from Zimbabwe that was formed, and it's made of a certain onyx stone.
Wow.
And he has many pieces in our gallery.
Oh,
and
my
it's very
goodness.
heavy.
Yeah.
But and that one is and every piece has a story and has a meaning. So this is the greeting hands.
But you know what I think's amazing is the fact that you have this in Grafton now, because we don't even have this, this type of museum or art gallery in the area from what I'm looking at. Now we have art galleries and they're wonderful and great paintings and great work. But to have a little bit of everything in this diversification in this way is really wonderful.
And that's what I actually have here. This is a piece of jewelry.
Wow.
This is from Lou Lankman. So she is a veteran. So she served in the Army for many years as a lieutenant. And now she creates handmade custom pieces that are so beautiful. And what I love, I wish I was wearing a color shirt, because the stones, when you put them up to your shirt, they change color. So this is literally a piece that matches any item you have. She's had other pieces like the Moondrop, and they sell so quickly. And so I'm encouraging everyone to come down and check them out, because you'll never find another piece like it.
Well, one thing I wanted to touch on, because you just hit on it with the veteran side of thing a couple of times, is how important art is and stimulation is for mental health and everything else. Because we have a really big segment. Now we're starting to back up in a couple of months with Centerstone, as we always take a little bit of a break. But whenever you're having opportunities for folks to come in, and I know that we're going to talk about some veterans activities and different opportunities, but when you have this to where someone's able to fight through what they're going through, and it happens all the time, whether it's through writing, through painting, through sculpting, where folks are overcoming their severe mental health issues this way.
Right. That's what I think, awakening that creativity, it really does help people find a place of healing. I can't tell you how many conversations we've had with veterans that are using their art as therapy. Even one of our recent artists that was featured was Gaz, and he did a whole
I
feature.
remember that, yeah.
And so to see his work and to hear him talk about how he was able to use that to bring him to a place of healing, to overcome thoughts of suicide as he was healing from his brother, his brother's loss. And I feel like we can create that space, especially with so many veterans and seniors in the area. We can create these community nights to have them come in and sit with us and paint and put their pain and emotion on a canvas and find a place of healing through their art.
Well, and another thing I think is really good to talk about is the fact that this goes hand in hand with what Grafton's overall mission is right now, and that's really important, I think, for because an art gallery is an institution in a community. It should be the staple, one of the staples, where folks know that, hey, when I'm in town, I can go in here and find whether it's a class or a program or even just an exhibit to go see. Yes. And when you're tying in veterans and with this great, the National Memorial Military Ascent Wall,
and I'm so excited about.
It's incredible, though, Jackie, that you can that the art gallery is tying in all those different components of what Grafton's working so hard on right now and showcasing those in a different forum.
Well, and that's what we've been working with Seed to Sown.
Oh, yeah, wonderful people.
Yes, I love their company so much. So they've been bringing us T-shirts and polo shirts that you can actually come in and buy the National Memorial of Military Ascent shirts and support them through that. We have one of the local seniors donates necklaces made of paper that people are buying, and all of those proceeds are being sent to the memorial. And so anything that we can do to help. Actually, I have to talk about Samuel. He's a 13-year-old artist, and we found him at another photography contest at a gallery. And local. Yeah.
Okay.
He lives in Elsa.
Okay.
He's 13 years old. And we were talking to him about showing his work, and he said, my real passion is building dioramas. And so he built a diorama of this military scene. He took prints, like photography prints, and he's been selling out of his prints. And so we commissioned him to go and build a sample honoring Point du Hoc that's going to mirror the memorial, and he knocked it out in a week. And so we had somebody bought it. They're donating it to the museum, and over the next year and a half, we're going to be setting up an auction that someone could come and buy that memorial.
So you remind me of me in a lot of ways, because you've done so much. You've done whether it's television or radio stations, magazines, newspapers. What makes this point in your life so special? Because to me, just talking to you, you're very passion driven.
Yeah.
And to me, this seems like it hits everything that you've been working on in your entire career in a way.
It does. So growing up, my aunt actually had a pottery shop in Bethalto.
No kidding. Okay.
And so I would go there every week, and we would hand paint acrylic ceramics, which is something actually we're going to be bringing to the gallery as we get into Christmas.
I like it.
So it's coming soon.
There's nothing better than Christmas ceramics.
Right?
Seriously.
You hand paint your ornaments and
100%.
So I always loved it. And then, you become a teenager, life gets hard, you get caught up in all the stuff. And I'll tell you, I was not, let's just say I didn't really enjoy high school.
Same here.
It was brutal. And so I really struggled for a lot of years, and I stopped painting. And I remember I stopped painting back in completely, I think when I was 12 or 13. And then 2017, I was working at Fox 2, loved what I'd already spent years in media with newspapers, radio, and I had a house fire. And in that moment,
oh my God,
it was it's those moments of life where I call them the moments of impact that can, these moments of impact that everybody has them, but they can just, launch you on a completely different trajectory, because you have to take stock of what have I been doing and what am I really going to be doing with the rest of my life with intention. And so after that happened, I pulled away. Fox was wonderful. Loved it.
Everyone I've talked to that's worked there has said it's been great. That and Five both, just great
company,
spots. Yeah.
The people, it was amazing. But I took a step back and tried to reevaluate, and I moved into education for a few years, working with international students. I was traveling to Vietnam, all over the world, doing these things. And then I realized 4 years in, I'm like, this is not what I'm supposed to be doing with my life.
Yeah.
You can get busy and get caught up. So then I quit, and I started a media company and sold it. But in that whole process, it's really been, I'm all about the process. And, it's a journey, right? So you take stock of every day, and you're like, is what I'm doing right now going to set me up for the impact I want to have for the future and for those that are going to live beyond my time here.
Well, let's talk, because that's a good point, because in media, in local media especially, regional's a little bit, or not regional, but national's a little bit different because you have so many on your team. But when you're local, I mean, you're working literally nonstop all the time.
All the time.
And no one realizes it. So when that house fire happens, you know, do you realize it's time to kind of take a breath a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay.
I realized I was spending 3 hours a day on Highway 270.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what am I doing?
Exactly. Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
And that was a time to step back and go. And so then 2017, right after the fire, I picked up the paintbrush for the first time in years.
What'd you paint?
I ended up painting. It was so terrible. I wish I would, because
I love the honesty.
as we talk about the process, let me tell you, this was awful. And I look back, I wish I would have kept it to remind myself how terrible it was, so I can remember the process of how you come. Because there are so many people that I talk to when they're like, I like to paint, but I'm not an artist. And what I paint is so terrible. But there's a learning curve and there's a time. And as you go and as you try different mediums and as you try and explore different things, you'll start to see yourself grow through the process. And I feel like there's something to that. So keep those pieces in the beginning, because it's a great reminder of how far you've come.
Well, and I think painting and that type of art's a little bit different, because in music you can borrow a lot. You know, where you can take a sample of something, or you can take, you know, everyone does it in music. But in art, in this forum, it's a lot different, because you can't take a piece of Monet and put it in your painting.
Right.
You know, you really have to be that original curator of what you're trying to convey.
Yes. And I think there's something to leveraging systems and processes to teach people techniques.
Yeah.
But as they develop, they're going to start to understand their own process, their own methods, their own language in the art.
Let me ask you this. You know, and you've done and been able to converse with so many people over your career and been able to do different things, but when you started really focusing and honing in on this side of Jackie, how did you change as a person, or what skills did you develop? Because to me, you don't only develop your art, but you also develop some coping mechanisms and ways that you can just go through the day and help your overall mood.
That's a great question. You know, it's interesting. I now get up. I was so busy. I had like 25 different companies going. Like, it was so, I had no time for me. And I wrote a poem. I'm working on a next children's book that's all focused on the power of rest. And in that rest, if you really take time to just stop and just get quiet, and I'll even take off my socks and go walk in the grass, because there's something to that, you know. And if you take time to just get really quiet and focus on resting, that's where the creativity gets sparked.
Yeah.
And so now I have very dedicated time in the morning where I get up and I paint and I sit in my sunroom and I just allow creativity to flow. And that's where the beauty and the inspiration. And then I go to the gallery and I talk to these artists, and I'm so inspired. I come home and I have to paint
You have
more,
a jolt of energy.
Yeah, like, so and I encourage everyone, just walk into the gallery and let's show you what these artists are doing, because you will walk out so inspired that you can't help but go home and paint or cook or write a book or play some music, because it just awakens that creativity and you just get excited about being in that environment. And so if we can create that culture and empower people to move forward with that, why can't we create a whole region of artists that are now having impact on a national and global level?
100%. You got a moment to stick around? We got to pay a quick bill here. We aren't
Absolutely.
going anywhere, but hey, you know, Jackie was talking about maybe taking the shoes off and walking barefoot in the grass. How about smoking some? Are you looking to channel your inner Snoop Dogg? Sweet.
I love that segue.
Oh, Jennifer Blum taught me well.
You know,
Swing by
there's
Village
an art to
Dispensary for the best cannabis around. Listen, their friendly staff will have you in and out fast, and you can say DOGG. Whether you're after vapes, flowers, topicals, tinctures, edibles, you name it, or just some really great accessories, they've got the stash to make Cheech and Chong smile. Locally owned, community rooted, and union built. They're all about quality at Village Dispensary. Jackie, I like Village because you've been to Casey's, and that guy that got $89 worth of lottery tickets that's sitting there and scanning them, you're waiting for 45 minutes just to get your coffee and go. You don't have to worry about that at Village Dispensary. They have a consultation area, so if you need a little bit of time, they'll pull you off to the side and they'll get you moving, or if you know what you're wanting to do, you have to be in and out faster, about 5 minutes time. Mine's about 4:35 is my average. That's why I like Village Dispensary, in and out, and it keeps you elevated. Remember, when you go into Village Dispensary, you tell them CJ sent you their way, because Jackie, it's a joint effort. VillageDispo.com, and start your journey with Village Dispensary today.
Dream Home Realty Center.
Hey, Sherry. Talk to me, Dream Team. We've got showing.
We are Phillips 66 Wood River Refinery. We make the fuels that take us to work and our children to school. We make materials and energy products that allow us to stay connected to each other. We care about the quality and safety of our products because we care about the communities we share. Our employees live our values of safety, honor, and a commitment to act as good neighbors where we live and operate. We are Phillips 66.
You won't find a better health club than Nautilus Fitness Center. More cardio, more free weights and equipment, more classes, a swimming pool, and more. If you're serious about your health and want to make a change, then stop thinking about it and visit Nautilus Fitness Center on Industrial Drive in Alton. Don't fall for the hype you get from the other health clubs. Nautilus is the Riverbend's premier health club. Has been for years and will be for years to come. Get to Nautilus Fitness Center and get started on a healthier new you.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
Ready for fantastic deals? Head to Village Dispensary, where every day is a celebration. Start your week with 25% off Dog Walker pre-rolls on Monday. Tuesday, enjoy 25% off Divs gummies. On Wednesday, enjoy 30% off Nevada pens. On Thursday, it's 30% off CQ sodas, margaritas, and more. Friday, enjoy 3.5 grams of Megatron by NGW and Cronuts number 4 by Paul Bunyan for $25. Visit VillageDispo.com and shop now.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Seconds. Sorry, it wasn't my fault. It was not my fault. I promise. And look at this. I didn't even get any damn water.
I was going to hit the go, but I didn't know what button to push. It was
well,
like...
Jackie, I'm telling you, I went up for water and I didn't even get that far. Oh, God. All right, back to Jackie and the Grafton Art Gallery. Okay, events to promote. As we're getting back, no, hold on here. Before we come back on, you have a whole table of things.
Yes.
Let's start really talking about this. So,
Okay.
Still Perfectly Imperfect. We know about this on the show.
Yes.
We've had Tara on. This is a wonder. Did you write in this one?
No, I was not in this one, but I love, so we actually have the first book, The Perfectly Imperfect, and then Still Perfectly Imperfect. And I'm actually working right now with the publisher. I'm working as a writing coach and editor for one of her books that's coming out in September. And so a lot of these are anthologies that bring together these incredible women and, you know, tell these amazing stories. And so we are selling many of those books in the Grafton Art Gallery. And so if you are a local author that wants to sell your book, please come see us, because we have many of the anthologies that are coming through those systems with the Grit series, with Perfectly Imperfect, and then Kayaditha's Rising will come out September 26th. And then I also have here, this is actually a book that was put together by the mayor of Grafton, Mike Morrow. I'm trying to get it on camera. Make sure you can see this. This is an incredible book that everyone should see because he's an artist.
Is he really?
He was actually, 33-year colonel in the Army, and when he was in Kuwait, he was trying, you know, they didn't have cell phones, they didn't have pictures, they didn't have all these things, and so he was trying to get his emotions on paper. So he had a sketchbook, and he just started to sketch what he saw. And, then
my
somebody
goodness.
that he was with said, you need to put color to that. So he found a child's watercolor set and starts putting colors to all of these images.
This is all him?
This is him. And what happened was his wife found the sketchbook and said, this needs to be a book. So today you can come to the Grafton Art Gallery and buy his book and see his experiences as he was traveling and working to preserve the freedom that we enjoy in this country.
Wow. I mean, this is incredible.
It's amazing.
Because, this is really, this is told through the eyes of, this is remarkable. And just to see a
love
few
the
of the
book.
pages already.
And there's
They're
even
very
a picture.
powerful.
There's one of a group of children.
The food
playing.
line got me. That, whenever he
Yes.
painted the food line.
Oh, it was, and he writes a snapshot on each piece so you know exactly what's going on with the story, and it just takes it to a whole nother level.
He's an incredible man. He really
Yes.
is just an incredible man.
And then, I also have
Yeah.
other books here. So
Yeah.
Paige Hulsey is on KMOV, Channel 4, and so she had put
She
out...
read down at
Yes.
Music in the Park, right? Or
Yeah.
Grow Memorial Park.
Yeah, so now she's actually selling her children's book, and she also has an activity coloring book that goes with it. But then in September, she's going to be launching her next book. So she's going to be in the Grafton Art Gallery to do a book signing.
That's so cool.
So you can
It's
see-
hard to write children's books.
It is. And the illustrations, I'm like...
Yeah, they're pretty cool.
And then we had another one with Vicki Rogers called Miss Ruby and the Gigi Squad. And I love this book because she tells the story of the importance of engaging with the elderly and creating just opportunities for connections through multiple generations. So this is a beautiful book. And then she also has her activity book that goes with that. And then Rebecca Keller is actually an artist. She makes handmade candles, but she also does, she sold a couple of her paintings, but she also does these hand-painted journals.
That's cool.
And so these have been selling really well. So lots of books, lots of gift cards.
What is this one?
Oh, this is Tenacity. So I love this. I'm actually, one of the ladies that's in this book that's selling it is Esmeralda Ejeron, and she's from Mexico. She served in the Air Force for 26 years, still lives on Scott Air Force Base, but today she works at St. Louis
Incredible.
University. And she's actually putting together the Cayetitas Rising. But you can find her book Tenacity as part of the Grit series in the gallery. We have several local artists that have these greeting cards of their photography. This is, okay, Carolyn Schluter is amazing. She is a Miss Missouri senior. So I think she's...
Are you serious? I love that.
I adore her.
I love that.
She's
That's
84,
cool.
and she'll come in with her crown and sash and do events for us. But she's such a talented photographer and painter, and she plays the piano. This lady has... she's
Is
so
that
talented.
not edited?
No, she took the picture, and then she sets up. I actually have a picture of her of a dog driving a car where she's literally driving, and she pulls up to a stop sign, and just at the right time, the person sits back and the dog jumps up and lands on the steering wheel. She has her camera, she takes a picture, and it's a top selling picture in our gallery. It's amazing what she just camera in hand all the time, like true artist. Like I love it so much.
What I think, and Jackie, you know this, to work with any live animal is pretty tough.
She's amazing. And
wow.
she has so many. She has animals, like pictures, so many animal
incredible.
pictures of the zoos, of all of the birds and the water life that's on the Mississippi River.
What is that? That
This
looks
is-
really
okay.
cool.
Luann Brands has several pieces in our gallery. So they're
Here, let me
so
run that up there.
amazing. She does a lot of watercolor. She does a lot of different techniques that are just
the cat. I want to show a good close-up of that cat.
love the cat.
This is the watercolor.
And it's amazing. She's selling these greeting cards and these so many prints. We have so many prints available from Luann. She's actually going to be coming in as one of our teachers, so we'll be talking about that class in a second. And then I just got a new artist in.
Oh my goodness.
Nora Roberts. These are her
Look at the
hand-painted
talent.
pictures. She made these cards, and she wrote the poem that goes on all of the cards. So that's
Oh
a
my
wedding card.
goodness.
And so these artists, I am so inspired by the stuff that they're bringing in. It's amazing. And I'm like, every day we get new stuff. We get new... I have one lady that does quilling cards that I had somebody come in and buy them. They said they've been looking for them, so now they know where the place to go to get these quilling cards.
That is so
And,
wonderful.
Stained glass pieces. Oh, and so this is a gift I brought you.
Oh, thank
So,
you.
As of this weekend, we are now selling T-shirts. Here's one. So, an example. I have no Monet for Degas to make the Van Gogh. So you can pick up this shirt in the Grafton Art Gallery.
I like it.
And this is one I brought for you as a present. So you can see it has the Grafton Art Gallery logo on the back, but I'm going to see.
You look funny with your
Did
head.
everybody see him do that? So that's the purpose. You look funny when you turn your head like that. We have so many fun shirts, so I want you to wear this everywhere.
Oh, I will.
And
You know
see
I
how
will.
people respond. You know, I plan on wearing one and taking a video just to see and capture moments of like, yes, it's working. And then also this we have these magnets, just the Grafton Art Gallery.
So that's a magnet?
That is a magnet.
Are
that
you
is for you,
serious?
so you can keep it in
Oh,
here just as a
yeah.
reminder. We sell these for $4 just because we want to get as much as we can these magnets out on everyone's refrigerator and remind them, come see us, coming out with us, because there's so much changing all the time at the Grafton Art Gallery.
Well, and you have a couple of opportunities to come up and see the Grafton Art Gallery. So what is this Call for Art exhibit?
The call for art. So if you're an artist, I need your work. Now, we know that we're going to be coming into a beautiful season with the fall.
Oh, yeah.
And so we're launching our next exhibit is going to be Autumn's Palette, which is a celebration of all the fall colors. So if you have photography, if you've done acrylics, oil paintings, watercolor, we want to see your art, your expression. Now, I actually had a teenager come in the other day and say, my best friend's name is Autumn, and I do faces, I do portraits. And I said, you know what? It's left up to the artist's interpretation. So please submit. If you go onto our website and you hit the call for art, you can actually fill out a form that allows you to apply for it. And if you're selected, then you can enter to be in our contest, and we'll have cash prizes where it's going to be a juried art show, so that somebody else is going to be picking the winner, because I'm not qualified. And it's too hard for me to say, one is better than another. So I want to see all of the local artists take advantage of this. Like I said, we are just getting into this new system of it's following very much what many of the other galleries are doing in their process, but we want to make sure that we have opportunities for them to win awards and win cash prizes. And so we'll do the Autumn's Palette, and then going into the December season, we'll have a Christmas story. Going into January,
Wonderful.
we're going to have Sacred Bonds, which is the significance between eagles and the Native American culture. And then all year long, we're going to have different exhibits hitting different points.
So as you can see on your screen there, folks, if you go to graftonartgallery.us, you can click on the Call for Art tab, which is right there on the home menu button. You click on that, then apply now. You'll see the general guidelines and ways that you can go ahead and be a part of that. And whether it's, look at all the opportunities that you're letting people utilize their forum. It's not just a painting. You can pretty much anything you can think of.
Yes, we look at, how is art your expression? And if you're a baker and you say, you know what, I really want to bring you some cupcakes with orange, and look, I'll take them. Look, I have no problem helping you promote if you want to bring me a cupcake. So anything that you see, if it's art to you, bring it to me and let's have a conversation.
I love it.
So those are those. But then also in September, we're kicking off with more classes. We had our first class workshop.
Tom Daly is huge. That's a great name.
He is amazing. He did this. He's been doing a lot in the Belleville area.
Yeah.
And he came in and did an abstract workshop. And it was the people that left were so inspired, and they were able to walk out with art that they're going to be able to put in their living room above their couch. Like, they were so excited about what he taught them. Because we're teaching the processes for people that are just dabbling or that are just wanting to explore. There's so many opportunities. Rebecca Keller is going to be doing an intuitive painting workshop.
Can we just real quick couple questions on the daily opportunity? What day was that again?
So that one, I don't actually have a day set because we just did his first workshop.
Gotcha.
But I have more coming. So he says, get the next group set up. So what I need you to do is tell me you want to be a part of it.
Okay.
Because his workshops are much smaller. So because he needs so much
I like
space.
that though, because it's more hands-on and you can actually get
Yes.
something out of it that way.
Exactly.
Love it.
Exactly.
Well, intuitive painting. Now, what is that kind of describe?
That it's really the practice of using your intuition as you paint. So you're going to explore colors, you're going to explore patterns, and you just begin to move items and things on the canvas and see things will evolve over time, and you just follow the process. And so listening to her talk about it, it was amazing. I'm like, I'm going to take this class personally. I can't wait to see what she does. But there's and she's the one that actually creates these journals. But her intuitive painting is a completely different process. So I'm excited to see what she's going to do with that.
Well, how great would that be? I mean, just me thinking off the top of my head, I mean, especially we're getting into the conversation that September's here, and guess what? Christmas is coming around the corner.
Yes.
You can get those journals for every middle schooler or high schooler out there right now, just as a stocking stuffer, a little bit something different. So not everyone has the same legal pad they're bringing into class, because I don't care what they say about computers, Jackie. I'm a note taker. I got to have paper.
I have to write.
Yeah.
Just something.
Yeah.
And to have these journals, it's a one of a kind.
Yeah.
And they're going to keep it because it's art.
And just like these cards, I mean, what better way than to, it's great to go get the cheapies at Walgreens, but when you can go and actually find a really nice card that someone's actually going to save because of it, I mean, that's really cool.
It's amazing. And they're so affordable. They're actually, many of our cards are cheaper than some of the stuff you'd find in the,
100%.
the big box stores.
Yeah.
And then you're supporting local artists, which I love.
So how can we be a part of Rebecca's intuitive painting workshops?
So what I'm going to be doing is later today, I am going to be putting all of the classes on our website. So they're not there yet because I have been this weekend got
little
busy.
busy.
But later today, you'll be able to go onto our website and see the full course of all the classes that are coming, because we have other artists that are doing some incredible things as well. Lou Ann, which has this piece, this greeting card, she's going to be
beautiful.
teaching. A big trend right now is plein air art, where you're actually in nature, you're going out. So we had an event a couple weeks ago with the Collinsville Senior Center where they brought in a bus and we did a workshop where they were actually at the loading dock having lunch, painting out in the air, and then they can bring their art into the gallery where they can show it off or even sell it.
Wow.
And so we want to do more with the senior centers around in that area. But she's going to be teaching watercolor on the river. So we're going to have a spot, whether it's at the lighthouse or at the loading dock, somewhere where they can view nature. That's going to be Saturdays from 1 to 4, starting on September 14th. And you can be in that for only $65.
I think that's really cool, because so many, especially to be outside doing it, because
Yes.
it's to do your craft in your studio is one thing, but to be out in public is a little bit nerve-wracking, I'm sure. So to be a part of a workshop and do it, but with a group the first time or maybe the first 3 times, and then really find it, your passion that way.
And it gets attention.
Yeah.
Because people see you doing art in the public and they're like, what's going on? I want to be a part of it.
Yeah.
And it's amazing how many artists will come up and say, how can I do this too?
What I think's really cool, Jackie, is I don't know if it's social media that kind of spurred her, like the TikTok COVID era, but every generation's really trying to find their passion in art,
Yes.
in different forums, but it seems like everyone's trying to find something for them in that realm.
Absolutely. And I see so many, the algorithms are all fed to
Oh,
feeds.
yeah.
So now
Yeah.
everything I see on my feeds
Art.
is art. Like people turning the canvases and the pour over and the blow dryers and all the, all the things. But I love it because you really, everything can be so unique. And when you fail, I've seen so many of my failures have become something greater because I'm not scared to paint over and start over.
Yeah.
And to see what it evolves and how it becomes over time. I mean, it really is, it's fun,
Yeah.
And I even following these artists, watching their social media channels and what they're doing, I'm like, yes, they get it. Like, like you just see, I'm like, man, everyone is getting so good at this. Bert Vandermark, so he is actually from Holland. He trained in France, taught in Holland. He was teaching at universities in Missouri. And now he's actually building a creative center, creative arts center at Mississippi Valley Christian School.
Oh, wow.
And so he's going to be teaching students there. And so he's taught everyone from kindergarten up through university up to seniors.
Wow.
He's going to be running a series of classes in the gallery. So he's going to do an oil pastel class that's going to hit in September. He's doing illustrations. Now, if you would see his art, he painted the Pisel bird. I keep selling those. Like I keep calling him. I'm like, give me another one. These are hot sellers. But he'll do commissioned art for dog memorials. So if you have a dog,
That
and he
is
makes
so
them
cool.
so realistic. I mean, he has so many cool things in the gallery. But he's going to teach you how to do that. And then he's going to have a happy fall art session that's going to hit in November. And step by step, he'll take you through the process. You'll be able to walk out with a 16 by 20 acrylic painting that you could put in your home. So that one's gonna run November 2nd. And like I said, all of these classes I'm gonna have online later today, if not tomorrow. Friday for sure.
We'll link everything in an article on RiverBender, and we'll link everything in the on-demand with just a hyperlink to the website. Y'all can click on it if you watch that way, or if you watch through the article too. But there's also community paint nights.
So I'm so excited about this because community paint nights, starting in September, not the first week of September because I'm on vacation, but the week after Labor Day, what is that, November 14th? We are going, not November, September 14th. Every Wednesday night, veterans can come with us and paint from 6 to 7 p.m. And every Thursday night will be seniors night.
It's cool.
And Friday nights will be date night. So come with your significant other or even just your best friend. If you need a girls' night out, come and hang out with us Friday night. I only can get 10 to 12 in our classroom, and you can register in advance, so I'm going to be working on that as well, too. But the goal is that 3 nights a week from 6 to 7, just come and paint in the gallery. Come hang out with us. For those that, maybe if you're a senior and you're lonely and you just want someone to hang out with, come and paint in the gallery.
Yeah.
You're going to meet a really cool group of people. We're going to charge only $10 for those nights because that's going to give you the canvas and all the paint you need, all the brushes. We provide everything, and you walk out at the end of the night with a painting that you've made. But for this promotion for September, every night is free.
Oh, that's cool.
So for the first month, if you are a veteran, a senior, or you're looking for a date night, come hang out with us, and we are going to cover the cost.
Man, that is awesome, Jackie. Well, and now wanted to go through real quick while we have, because we've talked about all the different countries that are already represented, but I know that there were a few local artists, too, that we wanted to highlight. And, Kaylin, who is, just great with her bug-inspired jewelry, is wonderful.
I'm wearing the earrings
Are you?
today. I don't know if
That's
you can
cool.
see.
That's super cool.
I have been wanting to get these for a while, and I just got them this week. So that's the Madagascar Sunset Moth.
Love
it is
it.
our biggest hit. And I had somebody actually buy the Morpho Blue butterflies. They bought them on a Saturday. Sunday, they were still in town. They're walking down the street. I saw them up the road because their earrings were sparkling. And it was because they're so beautiful. And you know that if you're getting one of the River City Oddities, like jewelry pieces, you're getting something so unique and different because no butterfly is the same.
Well, and also you're getting something that's done the right way. The way that Kaylin does it is so wonderful. She's not out there, poaching insects. It's all a naturally cycled way. It's a really cool thing. If you guys, Kaylin was on the show before talking about that process, and it's wonderful.
It is, and she's actually been our biggest hit.
That's incredible.
I sell more of her jewelry than anything else in the gallery because I had somebody come in the other day from Highland because she brought me in a spider from Australia that was this big. We had a guy from North Carolina come in and buy it, and he said, I don't know how I'm getting this on the plane, but he's going home with me today.
Oh my God.
And so he bought the spider, and I said, I need more spiders. So she sent me the orb weaver spider, which was not as big, but it was like that big,
Beautiful,
pretty good
though,
size.
yeah.
And she posted it, and somebody drove in from Highland specifically to buy that. And
Wow.
I was like, okay, so we need more of those. So I called her and I said, I'm selling out again. She came in yesterday and brought me a whole new set of domes with one massive, I don't want to call it a tarantula, but it was a pretty ugly dude. Like, he was nasty. I would not want to see the spider outside of the terrarium, is all I'm saying. Like, they can stay in their shell and hang out there, but the stuff that she's bringing, we had a huge request for cicadas, so we did get a cicada terrarium in. But it's the necklaces, the earrings, they are flying off the shelves.
It's incredible.
So.
And then, do you want to talk about the sculptor real quick? We already talked about
that was Tapue
right.
and
Tapue,
Jody.
okay.
So
we already hit them all.
So we got them. That was and just come and see because every week we're getting new artists.
Yeah.
I have so many cool things coming in. Every week we have new stuff. I'm continue to be inspired by just the stories that are coming from the artists and the things happening in the gallery. So please come out, hang out with us, come see us, join the community nights, come paint.
Well, and thank you so much, Jackie, for joining us today. I'm glad we were able to discuss all this and just give you a taste of what's available at the Grafton Art Gallery. We'll link everything in an article on RiverBender.com, or you can watch this interview right after 11:45 today for the next, forever on demand.
Tell your friends.
Jackie, always great talking to you. Welcome
you.
back anytime.
I appreciate it.
Before we take a little pause here, coming up in just a couple of minutes is going to be Hainer Library around 10:35. Hainer Library is one of our best supporters here at RiverBender.com, and they're the door. They're the door to unlocking the history of your family's roots with the genealogy local history department. They're the door to fun with their library of things where you can rent items for free with your library card, whether it's can jam and outdoor games with the kids while the weather's still nice, or maybe you got to bake for a large crowd and you don't have a stand mixer. Go rent one and bring it back. Or your kid's calculator breaks the week before finals. It happens.
It happens.
Don't fight the line at Walmart. You can rent a TI-84 calculator for free. Bring it back when it's done. You don't have that lady arguing with you for the $80 return credit. None of that stuff. You can go to HanerLibrary.org right now. See what events are coming down the pipeline that fit your needs. Or you can hang out with Mary Cordes and myself on the first and last Monday of each and every month as we tackle this very important topic.